Do you know that you can go to college and major in farming? If you take out loans to become a poultry farmer, you're literally counting your chickens before they hatch. The phrase, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that, that's just like a really long-winded way to say that people... Turn me off. Why didn't the rest of you laugh? That was the end of the joke. That phrase, it's just a long-winded way to say that something said too much, you know? Like, it's ridiculous. You know, if I had a nickel for every time I heard someone say, if I had a nickel for every time I heard someone say that, you know, if I actually had a nickel for the amount anyone said anything, I'd just pay someone 2 cents to say it. Drive-thrus should really be called drive-arounds. Current title's misleading and dangerous. Despair has to be the saddest word. If a friend tells you they're sad or depressed, you can be, hey, buck up, buddy. But if they say they're full of despair, there's just nothing you can say. I think it's weird that we know about millions of moons. We've named thousands of moons, but we still call our moon the moon. That's still in the works. If I ever got kidnapped, I'd just act like we were hanging out. Hey man, I loosened these ropes. Is that cool? Can we order pizza later? So you're getting some ransom money or something. Hip-hop tries to be a tough genre, but I don't think the name is tough enough. Hip-hop? Hip. Hip is like the least cool way to say the word cool. I'm hip. Not to mention, it's not cool to say that you're cool. And then it's hip followed by hop. The only context you use the word hop in is bunnies. Not even rabbits. Bunnies only. People use the phrase making babies as a euphemism for sex, but any babies made are kind of incidental to the process. Like, it's like you buy a bunch of Pop-Tarts to get enough proof of purchases to win a hat. When you're shoving your face with those Pop-Tarts, you can't say, I'm making a hat. Some people believe that complete immersion is the best way to learn anything. And when I was 3, I was on a floaty on top of a pool, and my sister pushed me in. And that is how I learned that my sister was trying to kill me. How does that work? I was just sitting at the bottom of the pool thinking about, well, I guess this is how I die. I wonder why she killed me. Never know. I didn't have time to learn because I didn't know how. I wonder if that's how they teach firefighters. Like, they just throw them in the burning building. It takes years to train them. This is way easier. I work at UPS, and UPS is all about safety. Every 25 days we go without an injury, they give us pizza. Which is a really passive-aggressive way to say, hey, if you want pizza, stop reporting your injuries. It's like a guy sitting next to you holding in a hernia for a week. Come on, we're so close to the pizza. Guy gets crushed on the last day. Come on, Lewis. One day. I assume it was management. Maybe it was the union's idea. Like, I can imagine the meeting, like, management just saying, all right, and you'll be expected to work safely. That shouldn't be a problem. The union guy's just like, whoa, we got to work safely for nothing? For us. We were thinking pizza. They say you are what you eat, so I became a cannibal, just to be safe. And I still am. watching the news, well, you know how they have like timelines below people's names sometimes, and you know the first one's the day of their birth, and the second one's the date of their death. Well, they were talking about Bill Clinton, and it said 1946 to present. So that's the day of the birth and date of death? I thought he was dying at that very moment. Present. Can't lose Billy. When I was a kid, in third grade, you know the time when everyone's starting to come around to the idea that Santa Claus isn't real? That's a real skeptical time for a third grade class. And I was able to convince the rest of the class that not only was Santa Claus not real, I added the president to that. I was convinced them the Beatles weren't real, Chris Columbus, and Timmy's dad. Thank you, I'm Dylan Naylor.